Yo, what's up? Whatever, man. We're back. Second episode. Chuck and Chad. Chad, what's up, bub?
What's going on?
Oh, man, I don't know. Oh, man, we're back again, man. This is like episode 6 or 7.
I've
pumped.
lost track.
I don't know. I'm pumped. Like at episode 10, I'm throwing the biggest party this side of the Mississippi.
Can we have strippers?
Can we have strippers, babe? No,
Oh,
we can't have strippers. And I'm going to call my sister and tell her that, too.
That's okay. I just was asking.
Yeah, well, that's okay. You can ask.
I'm here if you do it on a day off. But I
God, I love her. That's why I married her.
Give her a credit card and send her out.
Right? So that's what, hey, if I give her a credit card, she'll be like, hey, you do whatever you want.
Here, babe.
But yeah, man, we're back. I'm excited. All right. So what's going on, bub?
Well,
I mean, it's been a week or so since we've talked last, and
yeah,
a lot of shit's went down.
The Uvalde's still coming up. They're still trying to hash all that mess out.
Man, that's just, I don't know.
It's crazy.
It is, and I understand they want answers and they want some kind of something to go after to say, hey, if we cut down on the gun legislature or whatever,
right,
or cut guns, that's going to justify their kids' deaths or whatever. And I don't know. Talk to me about it. What do you think about it? Isn't there something out there, House?
Okay, so bring up Ohio. It's House Bill 99, I believe.
Okay, I saw something about that in the news or something. So talk to me about that a little bit.
They're going to start allowing teachers with just 24 hours of training, if I read it correctly, in order to carry a gun in the school.
Okay, wait a minute. 24 hours
of training.
And that's on the range. That's tactical. 24 hours, it's a lot if you think about it.
It is.
Because it's not like a 20, you know what I mean? That's 24 hours straight of them training. That's, you don't think it's a lot?
It's not enough.
It's not.
No. Because you got to think about it. When you're going to be training with a weapon, you need to be trained in shoot, don't shoot. You need to be trained in weapon retention.
do you know how many times a day I lose my keys? Can you imagine trying to keep track of the gun?
There's some place,
Grab the gun?
yeah, there's some like school that's, I think it's Christian based or whatever. Their teachers carry 45s.
Sure.
And
There's some out there.
And I kind of agree with you, but I think I think it depends. I think rated on how they assess the situation. In 24 hours, you don't think you could assess if that teacher should carry a gun or not?
Well, first off, I think they should go through a psychological evaluation, because when it comes right down to it, do you have what it takes to engage an active shooter and take another life? Do you really have that in you?
That's just it, man. No one knows till you come down to it.
When the shit hits the fan, what kicks in is fight or flight. That's the two choices that your brain's gonna make a decision. You're either gonna engage and fight this, or you're gonna run and hide.
Right.
So
The original model was set for 150 hours of training, and then the governor changed it to 20.
right.
So 150 hours, you would agree that would be plenty.
Yes.
But where are you going to get 150 hours for a teacher?
You go to the local police department and they'll train you.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, a teacher, 150 hours, that's like 4 years, isn't it?
Why couldn't the government just pay for every school to have a resource officer armed?
That's what I'm
Sure.
saying. Why don't they have
Well,
security?
we talked about that before.
Yeah. And
You know,
what was it?
don't-
What was it your son said? Reserves, retired.
The Army Reserve, or even the...
There's a lot. Well, there's even guys that work third shift or second shift that would work at a school for extra pay.
They
Right.
do it at hospitals.
Yeah.
Everywhere. Every
Bam.
hospital.
That's what I was trying to
That's how
think.
people make extra money.
I was trying to think of somewhere that exactly hospitals, concerts, or
See,
the 4-H fair.
When I was on the police department, the way I'd make extra money was I got hired by a company out of Indianapolis, and I worked at Lucas Oil Stadium for concerts,
Right,
Monster
exactly.
Jam, the Colts games, I go down-
Motocross.
I go down there and work 16 hours. However many hours they give me, I'd take.
But
That's the last thing I
here's the thing. I instead of the resource officer, I am campaigning to say arm the teachers.
Me too.
I'm sorry, but a resource officer could be taking a shit, right?
Well-
and then that person comes in and starts blowing. I mean, I'm just saying. And some of these schools are huge, man. I mean,
know, but as a teacher, I didn't sign up to be a cop.
you didn't sign up to be a cop, but here's the thing. I know a lot of teachers might say that. I didn't sign up to be a cop, or I don't want to use deadly force, but
They're not asking you to roam the halls, and if
the
you
world
hear,
changes, you have to adapt or you get out.
Right.
It-
but I think it should be a choice. Like, if you felt comfortable doing that, I don't know.
No, one of these days it's going to be a requirement. It's going to be almost like you're a police officer teaching.
Well, I don't necessarily think they want you to. They're going to say, hey,
Pull that up right there.
in the next wing to you, you hear shots fired. I want you to leave your class and go and engage this target. I think it's more along the lines as of if you're in the middle of your teaching day and a gunman breaks in and barricades himself in his room, you have the choice. You'll have the tool necessary to end that threat before it hurts you or any other children. I think that's what they're more along the lines of thinking. I don't think they're wanting, the science teacher to run all the way down to the math wing to try to shoot a dude.
No, and I'm not so much saying that, but maybe you back up and go, every entrance has got to be secure.
And they should be.
And
A majority of schools are.
And like we talked,
My school's not.
what is it? The RID badge. You should have, every school should have those. If you don't have a badge, you can't even get in the front door. Any door, the service door, the maintenance door, the fucking whatever door. If you don't have that little electronic badge, because you can control that. You
Sure.
can say, I can get into the service door, and then every time that's scanned, everybody knows who's going in and out. That would have eliminated that guy going in the back service door.
Right.
He would have never got in.
Right.
And if he would, I mean,
Well, and that
I'm not
comes
saying
from
it's a.
funding. That comes from funding. That school probably, I would love to know what their budget was. They probably had zero to little funding. They probably didn't have it secure.
Well,
If we don't get the funding, you can't pay for it.
here's the thing: the funding's got to be rerouted now.
Right?
I know sports is important, things like that, but the number one funding priority is security now. Do you agree?
Well, it should always have been that.
But it's not.
It's never been.
Sports is number one. Okay, are you going to put in all these security measures, or are you going to put in a new football field?
They're going to go with football field.
I mean, but not now. You got to change. Times are changing. You have to change.
Yeah, if you don't, you're going to get left behind.
That's it, man. That's fucking life 101. If you don't know that by now, if passing the law, shoot. Yeah, see, look at this. The Senate voted 23-9. The bill will now head back to the House before going to Governor Mike DeWine's desk. If passing the law, individual school districts will decide if teachers in their district can be armed. So it'll be up to the individual school districts. Mm-hmm. So they can say, hey, get ready, everybody's going 9 mil.
I think that if they go in and they take all the necessary courses and they qualify, just like when you're on the police department, you have to go in and qualify several times. You have to shoot several times a month to prove that you're proficient with your weapon.
or you get taken off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you can't meet the
Yeah.
qualification levels, you're off the street until you do.
Yeah. And a lot of
the
that
teacher should be held. The teacher should be held to the same standards as the average police officer patrolling the roads.
Well, as far handling your weapon and stuff, I agree with that. But not every teacher is going to be able to do that.
And they have. Well, you're right. But if you want the right to carry that pistol, you better go through that, and you better qualify, and you better show, because if you do have to use your weapon and you can't prove in a court of law that you're proficient and that you went to all the necessary training, sorry about your luck.
If every school had a resource officer posted at every main entrance, you would never have a school shooting.
I wouldn't say never.
True or false?
I wouldn't say never.
But tell me the
the-
percentage wouldn't drop.
The percentage would drop probably by 90%.
Wouldn't it, though?
Police Academy requires 60 hours of training, so why would they only require 24
Right.
teachers?
Well,
And
'cause
then-
they're not apprehending subjects. They're just firing a weapon.
But no, that's just weapons training hours. That's not for the whole.
Well, a lot of that involves cleaning the weapon. But I guess that's part of it. I know that's what you're getting ready to say. That's part of the whole thing. I know. I was in the military.
I mean, it is what it is. I'm all about people being able to carry guns, but if you're going to carry a weapon in the school, I think you need to be
Okay.
more
Well,
trained.
Let me tell you something else.
You guys, you gotta have, they're gonna have to have defense proactive training, because what if a kid gets pissed off?
That's what I was getting ready to say. What if a kid jumps just like a prisoner would jump a fucking cop?
When you're talking
What
high
if they
school,
jump him and pull the gun?
That goes back to my.
those kids may have more experience.
That's a great point. You just
Right.
took the words out of my mouth, because that's the next thing I was going to say.
But that goes back to my point of the training of the shoot, don't shoot scenarios,
yeah, that's
and you have to have that.
arming the teachers is not the answer. Securing the facility, the perimeter. Securing the perimeter. That's putting a resource officer at every main entrance. Now, can you put one at every entrance? No. But you know how it is. The presence of a police officer at each entrance is going to deter anyone from entering that school. True or false?
Well, it's not gonna deter anyone, but
90%.
you're on the right track.
Yeah.
But here's what it's gonna do: if somebody does gain entrance, at least there's somebody there that could possibly take that person out before they
And
kill.
minimize
the damage.
Casualties.
Yeah.
Collateral damage. Yeah.
Okay, well, there's a little controversy for you guys to discuss. Ready?
Uh-oh.
This teacher basically said the same thing that I said.
I feel strongly that people elect their schools.
Right here, like, how do you know if they're a perpetrator or not? And then it says, the normal that I've heard, the normal guide on that is for the teacher to completely stand down as soon as law enforcement is there. That would be the safest for all concerned. Well, if you want to talk about what has happened, law enforcement waited 58 minutes if the teacher.
Yeah, but
That would have been a whole different scenario.
I know. But as a law enforcement, military, whatever, you're trained to obey orders at all costs, no matter what.
Right.
That's what makes us the number one military force in the world, because we follow orders.
Let me throw this at you. Think about this one. What if a teacher goes to the bathroom, takes her pistol, or he takes his pistol out of his holster and sets it on the toilet or whatever, and then, does her business, buttons themselves up, and goes back to the class and forgets that gun on the back of the toilet, and then the kid gets hold of it.
There's so many scenarios. I never thought about that. I like the one she said. Motherfuckers will straight. You know what I mean? If a woman has a gun,
Look this up, Jennifer. If I remember correctly, there was a woman who just got arrested, or maybe she just got sentenced. But anyways, the situation was she had an unsecure weapon in her apartment, and her 2-year-old got a hold of it and shot his dad, killed him.
Oh, I think I saw that. What the fuck is the Night Go Fly Ease shoes right there?
They're easy slip on, slip off.
I want those. Order them now.
Yeah, right there. It's in Florida. She finally got charged. But she had a gun in her apartment that was unsecure. The 2-year-old gets a hold of it and shoots his father in the back. It kills him.
Okay, what? Maria Elias was spending time with her family in their Orlando home late last month when she heard a loud pop. Found herself doing chest compressions to try to save her dying husband. So the 5-year-old shot. Later mentioned, according to the court record, his 2-year-old brother. Oh, so the 2-year-old shot?
Yeah. Just a baby.
So the mother's charged.
Mm-hmm.
Accidentally killed his 26-year-old father, Reggie Mabry. 15 years in prison as a 2-year-old? Oh, no, the mother.
To the mother.
I'm just joking. The shooting occurs admitted to reduce gun violence.
So if that could happen at home, it could happen in a school with the teacher's gun.
Look at this shit right here. This statistic. Last year, 163 people
were killed by children in 392 unintentional shootings across the country.
But I don't know, man. Gun violence has become the leading cause of death for children ages 1 to 19. Oh, yeah, because a lot of it's gang shit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, a 12-year-old shot up went into a gas station. Did you see this?
Mm-mm.
I think it was in Michigan. This dude, this 12-year-old, so what age would that be? That would be a 6th grader? Yeah, a 6th grader walked into a gas station, said, empty the money in my backpack. Chick goes, man, you're joking. He goes, bam, shoots a round off in the ceiling, goes, I'm not joking. And then tries to, it looked like maybe it was a single shot, maybe
I don't know. I've not even seen it.
Yeah. So, hey, can you pull that one up? Right here. Now watch. That looks like a Glock, or that looks like a 9mm. Look, he shoots it. Now watch. You see him, you'll see the round, watching around it.
Because he doesn't know. He doesn't realize that that's a semi-automatic and the next round was ready.
Yeah.
He thought he had to cock it again to get another round in the chamber, and you don't.
No. Unless it was jammed or something.
It didn't look like it.
No.
It went back. It went back into battery. He should have had a live round.
Hey, rewind that for a minute, please. Look, when he shoots it, do you see a round eject?
Yeah.
Where'd it go?
Flew in the back somewhere because this guy jumped.
Yeah.
There it is.
Oh, I see it on the floor right now. No, he just ejected that one.
Right.
But that's a shell. That ain't a whole bullet.
Yeah, there was one. It went over here somewhere. Look, that dude.
I bet you $100 I know what gun that is.
What?
Just by looking at it.
G3?
Taurus G3
Yeah.
or G2C. Taurus. I guarantee you by looking at it, that's exactly what
It did look like one, didn't it?
Yeah.
So, and that looked like just a shell. That didn't look like the whole bullet and everything he ejected.
Yeah,
so
it
already
was.
ejected when he fired it, and then he went like this, injected another round out, didn't he?
Yeah.
Right?
He pulled the trigger.
Yeah.
It cycled. It already put
And then
another
he thought he
round.
had to cock
right.
it.
He thought he had to rack it to put another live round in there.
He did it for a personal reason.
12 years old?
He was probably trying to buy a new Xbox, new PlayStation 60 or whatever it is.
No, he said he put the money in a sewer. He was planning on throwing the money in a sewer. He was doing it for a personal reason.
Personal reasons. Look. Bam.
See, it's back in battery right there. It was ready to go again. All he had to do was pull the trigger, but he didn't know what he was doing.
Yeah, it came
He
back.
thought he had to put another round in the chamber, and he cycled it. I told you.
It is a
I told you.
G2C?
It's a Taurus.
Hey, that was a good call. Plan would be ruined. 12 years old, dude.
Yeah.
What's going on with
I don't get it anymore. You know what I mean?
Parents.
They're just watching.
Parents aren't involved with their children.
They're not. Just like
Hey, look, Jennifer, look up the percentage of kids that are involved in sports go on to be criminals.
Oh, damn. That's a long one. Percentage of kids involved in sports that go on to be criminals. There we go. That's a study right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but what about those poor kids that don't like to do sports?
Well,
Well, I understand
they
that,
should do
but I'm
them
just-
anyway. Under the slogan.
My whole point is these parents get their kids involved in extracurricular activities and support them in them. I don't care if it's chess club.
Right there, crime prevention through sports, huh?
As long as the parents are involved with these
Yeah.
children and they feel like they're connected, they're not going to grow up to be criminals.
I agree.
That's why rural children, kids that grow up on farms, how many of those you've heard run around doing mass murders?
Bunch. Where I'm from,
None.
sports petition. Yeah, I mean it's when they stay because they're around more positive people. So
Well, it teaches discipline.
yeah, and it's discipline. Like you know,
They have responsibilities.
they got to be there. They got to show up, and there's other people counting on them if they don't do their part. And it's not a when you get in crime, it's almost an isolation thing. It's I want to get noticed. I'm doing something that's gives me an adrenaline rush,
Right.
which the kids in sports are getting that adrenaline rush by scoring a touchdown or shooting the last.
Well, their
it's-
parents are at the games cheering them on. They're part of a team.
yeah,
They feel like they belong to something,
yeah.
and it keeps them out of trouble.
Yeah, most of the time. Except Jeffrey Dahmer. His parents were normal, church going, went to his sporting events, but man, he loved to eat people.
Yeah, some guys are just out there.
Yeah. There's always that one in there.
Yeah.
There's always that one that wants to eat somebody. But no, on a serious
But think about it. Out of all the kids you went to school with, there was always that one kid you were like, oh man, this dude's going to grow up to be a mass murderer.
right. Right.
I mean, you saw it. You knew this dude was not right,
Right.
and he was going nowhere fast.
Right. I'd like to see where those dudes are at right now. Because I had a couple like that. What's this right here? Gun violence in American sports. But yeah, I had, else was I looking up here earlier? Look up that Arizona homeless drowning, real
Hey,
quick.
there have been 41 shootings at sporting events at K through 12 schools this academic school year.
Yeah, but that's parents. That's not kids.
Yeah, that's
Now that's
that's fucking crazy.
That's parents losing their
That's
shit.
drunk ass parents going, fucking bitch.
but that just goes back to like
Yeah.
old guns in schools.
Look up Arizona homeless man drowns. Now, being a retired police officer, you tell me what you would have done here. Now, let me ask you something. The homeless, is there such thing as domestic violence in the homeless? Because they're not at home. Doesn't domestic mean... Look up... Hey,
I'm pretty
look-
sure the whole
hey,
domestic part of that is
Look up the definition of domestic real quick, please. Just for shits and grits. Okay, so look.
Relating to the running of a home or to family relations.
Family relations.
well, just because you're having
Okay,
family
so related to a
relations-
running of a home, existing or occurring inside a particular county, not foreign or national, a person who is paid to help with menial tasks such as cleaning. Okay, so
just because you're having relations in a van down by the
type
river.
in, can the homeless have domestic? Can Can
Oh Lord.
can the homeless have domestic violence? That's even better.
I guess if
Can
they're, are they sharing a cardboard box?
Domestic violence. There you go, right there. Boom. 26 installed states is alone is not alone and a reason for conviction. Public housing or So basically, they can. Did you see that?
All right, so let's find the drowning guy. Let's get back to
Okay,
that. I haven't seen
Arizona
this.
homeless man drowns in front of Popo.
Is this him?
No, he was white. Yeah, right there. Yep. Did you hear that?
You want me to turn the volume?
No, he was,
No, you don't have to.
he was talking about
You can play it though if it shows a video. It should show a video.
he had a butt belch.
I had a butt belch. I had a sphincter
Release.
belch. Sphincter belch. Oh, that's cute.
Oh,
They'll be broke up in 2 weeks. That was 2 chicks, wasn't it?
yeah.
Pono pledge.
I don't care where I go. I just want to go there.
Here we go. Pakistan mangoes. What mangoes? What are you on, dude?
It's a commercial.
Oh, I thought it was the homeless guy.
Well, right now all I see is people fucking knocking mangoes down.
Okay, well, hold on. Let me find the video.
Right there. Go. Hey,
Right here.
there you go. Now
I
you're
thought I was.
now you're cooking with gas.
That is what I was on.
Yeah, that's con 2. That's what I was telling.
She's on fire now.
Yeah. Okay.
But it's not the video.
Police said he fucking was a dick. He's dealt with him many times. The cops thought it was funny. No, that's not it. Okay, go
Go
up.
back up in your search and just put.
Right there.
Thank you. Goodness sake.
About fucking time.
I'm sorry.
Now hit that little box down there below it.
She got to get through the ad first.
I was trying to get to the ad.
Well, do what you gotta do.
There we go.
Okay, here we go. Watch this shit. He swims out there in the river.
Is this the cop at the top?
Yeah,
Yeah.
man, it's his body cam footage. Watch. He goes, huh, is he going to be able to make it? Look, that dude's not even watching. They don't even give a fuck. Homeless. There he is right there. See him right there? He hadn't jumped in yet.
Oh, that's him?
Yeah, that's him. Right here he is. Okay. He tried to flee. Huh? I'm telling you, watch this shit. Right there he is now. He's over the rail, sitting there. He's getting ready to jump in. Hey. Now he's walking down. It's like a little cement slope, is what it is.
And this guy over here on the bike's just watching?
Okay, I'm going to start from the very beginning.
Well,
Oh, I hope that guy goes to jail.
look, there he is swimming.
Right.
Chad's standing there watching him. I'm fucking with you.
Help was denied.
What?
It just said after
Yeah, they're hiding the footage.
right here.
What it? Yeah. After swimming a short distance, being to call out for assistance, but help was denied. So you didn't see that. Okay. One officer, but no intention of fleeing the lake instead of his wife and the officers to look on. Go to at least I'm drowning. Come back over to the pylon. I can't. Okay, I'm not jumping in after you. Ooh. I don't think that's not good, is it?
Nah, his career's over.
Yeah.
I was gonna say
Now, what would you have done there, sir?
Well, first off, you don't let it get that far.
He would have never got over the rail.
He'd have never got over the railing.
Thank you.
why haven't they already called the fire department
The
ambulance people?
There's
But
so
I-
many things you can go into.
But
with
I
this.
agree with you. He should have never got to that point.
First thing you would have done is, since it's domestic violence and you're getting a call on this, first thing you do is you put that dude in cuffs till you figure out what's going on.
Yeah, because supposedly it's got to be some kind of physical altercation, right? To be domestic violence.
More,
You can't
yes.
scream at each other and say, fuck you, bitch, fuck
Right.
you, whore. That's not domestic violence.
He was the pillar of the homeless community, you guys. Look,
How do you know that?
it said it in Newsweek.
I'll pull it up. I want to see it. I don't believe it.
but you're doing an investigation for domestic violence, and he's been named the aggressor. That's why you're talking to him first. You put him in handcuffs right out the gate.
Look up the definition of domestic violence. Come on.
Remember, we did.
Huh?
We did.
No, we just looked up. What did we look up? Domestic. Look up domestic violence, would you, on another tab? Thank you. Definition. Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought. Put in definition, if you would. There you go. So it can be verbal. Right? That's aggressive behavior.
Each state has different has different laws on that.
Really?
Yeah.
This could be, this is United Nations, though. A pattern of behavior in any relationship that is used to gain or maintain power and control over a partner.
Abuse is physical, emotional,
Economic,
economic.
Right.
like if you can control the money.
What?
But I guarantee you the police called it and come in and go, hey, you need to come down here and talk to Jimmy because he called me a bitch. I guarantee that's not how the call came in.
No, because look,
But what?
The call came in, Jimmy's beating on me, or hey, I saw Jimmy beating on his old lady or whatever. Or vice versa.
So, like, she yells at me a lot and calls me names. So I could say
not true.
it's not true. But, like she called me a stupid motherfucker every night I came home. Hey, hit that thing, would you? Because the dog's barking. If I said, did you hit it?
I don't even hear it.
Oh, I hear it. I got ears like a fucking bat, don't I?
Okay, right here. There was a non-violent verbal dispute between him and his wife.
Did you not hit that?
I did, honey.
Which one are you hitting?
The why, like you said.
Yeah.
Do it a couple times. It'll stop.
Is it too far away from him?
No. So, in the video, the officers would be heard telling Billings he was not allowed to swim in the lake while he's questioned.
Well, I can tell you this much. What the news is reporting about the nonviolence part of that and what was actually going on.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You really don't know.
Right. Right.
You don't know how, and man, I'm telling you, being a 911 dispatcher and getting these calls and then having to relay this stuff to the guys on the ground, some things get turned around, lost in translation. You don't know what came in.
Well, it's just like that exercise you do in school where you tell somebody, how they do it.
But
Where
anybody,
you tell somebody something, they got to pass it along.
Right.
By the time it gets to the person at the end, it's like a totally different.
Sure.
Yeah.
but anybody worth their weight in salt knows that if that dude starts heading towards that railing, he's planning on doing something that he shouldn't be doing.
Well, it says here in the report that they were called because of a physical argument.
He swam about 30 to 40 yards before repeatedly indicating he was in distress. He soon went under and did not resurface.
Right. But
What would you have done in that situation? Let's say, I understand you said it wouldn't have got that far.
with me, it wouldn't have.
Let's just say you're standing there.
Right.
And you're like, dude, just be cool. He jumps over the rail, jumps in, starts swimming.
Right.
What do you do?
Well, nothing at first.
What if he said, "Man, I can't, man.
Right.
Fuck, goddamn."
Once he starts struggling and starts calling for help, you took an oath.
You gotta jump in, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to try and help that
They
dude.
were supporting
Yeah.
them because they weren't water rescue trained.
That don't matter, does it? Can you swim?
So they could drown.
Well, you know I can swim.
Well, I'm just saying, if you can swim, you jump in.
Oh yeah.
Every police officer can swim, right?
Right.
Okay.
Well, you think.
Well, I mean, come on. I mean, honestly, about everybody can these days. If you're a police officer,
You're going in the water to
You
try
could
and grab this
swim.
dude.
okay, let's just back up. There's two of you there. There's about a 99.9% chance one of you can swim. Am I right?
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I agree, man. It's
Yeah.
fucked up.
You're going in the water.
He was homeless. They didn't give a fuck, right? They probably seen that dude how many times?
Oh, if that report said that he's a pillar in the homeless community,
Oh.
they're very well.
They've
versed
ran
with
across him. Yeah. That's a fucked up deal. But that's just
him. And this is why you don't want to defund the police. You want to train them.
you want to train them, but I look at that like almost like it's that's human decision.
How can your conscience?
That's a human
stand there?
decision there. You know what I mean?
How could you live with yourself standing there knowing that this dude is struggling and begging for help, and you just stand there and do nothing?
Hey, there was somebody over in this lake on the west side here, and it was a bunch of Hispanic dudes, and I guess they tipped over their canoe and they couldn't swim, and they were yelling like "help, help, help," but they didn't speak English, and no one knew they were in distress, and they drowned.
Terrible thing.
It is, but I mean that's the kind of same thing. I mean, not the same thing, but I'm not. Whoa! You got to go back. What did that say? I'm not jumping in. Right there. At one point, one of the officers says, "I'm not jumping in after you."
Can I say something?
Huh?
Anyone that has any kind of suicide training knows that if someone's threatening that, they should have already called for backup, gotten him handcuffed, gotten him so he couldn't hurt himself. Like, I just felt like it was wrong from the beginning.
Like I believe, like Chad said, you took an oath. You know what I mean? It's just, let's go back to 9/11. They ran in while others ran out.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing, man. I mean, you take that oath. It's just like when I was in the military. I took that oath. You know what I mean? I would have given my life.
Their excuse that they're not water rescue is bullshit. So when you go out on a wreck and a car flips over and there's 3 kids stuck in the back seat, the van's on its top, they're trapped. You're just going to sit there and do nothing because you're not the fire department, so you're not trained in vehicle extraction.
I'm not aquatically trained, so I'm gonna watch everybody die. No, you jump in.
It's just bullshit.
Yeah, like you said, human nature. You don't even have to be law enforcement
No.
or fire department. Human nature shows over time you're going to jump in and try to save the other human.
Sure.
That's human nature. You can't. Not everybody's like that, but I believe human nature is to save the other human.
Sure.
That's what we're programmed for, right?
yeah.
That's why we exist, because we have helped the other person. I mean, it's not that hard to. I don't know. But I'm like you. That's wrong. They should be on administrative leave.
You watch it. They'll all 3 be fired. All of them that were there will be fired before it's all said and
There's
done.
12 minutes of body camera and all of their comments.
What is it?
12 minutes altogether, body camera and all their comments. I'm not jumping in after you.
I'm not jumping in after you. Fuck you. You're homeless. Do you think that had anything to do with it? Do you think that had anything to do with being homeless? I mean, being a police officer. Don't get me wrong. Obviously, I worked in the jail. I was very short term. I rode a lot with a sheriff's deputy. They do the lower class. The person like that is obviously not as important. I'm gonna be real honest.
I think that some people treat people like him different than they would anybody else.
Here's what there's.
Not all of them.
No. But
I was fair, firm, and consistent. I hated everybody.
is it safe to say the majority do?
You know, that's a hard one to answer.
I know that the public wants to think that they obviously they believe that. Let's say Joe Public like me.
You're at 40 minutes, guys.
Okay, I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say they don't give a fuck less about that. You know what I mean?
Right.
As someone, let's say they came over here to my house, middle class guy. I don't know. And again,
You gonna have a cookout and feed him hot dogs and not steak?
exactly. And I believe what you say too is it depends on the officer or the person, man. I mean, because I feel like as an officer, I wouldn't make that distinction, but you see all this on YouTube and everything else that obviously everyone's human. Everyone has a different viewpoint. Everyone treats everything different, whether you have a badge or not.
Right.
And I don't know. I mean, that's just what I see anyway.
Yeah. It's hard. It's coming from where I came from. It's hard to play armchair quarterback when it comes to these officers because I wasn't there and I really don't know the whole logistics of everything. But just by going what we've talked about, read here, first and foremost, that dude should have went in handcuffs.
Yeah, I agree.
At the very least. And this would have never happened.
Right.
Says attempting such a high-risk rescue could easily result in the death of the person in the water and the officer will be pulled down by a struggling adult. Officers are trained to call the fire department or get the Temple police boat. Is what officers did.
No, I'm sorry. That high risk rescue. That's what. Thank you. That you took oath for that, right?
Yeah.
But risk, high risk, low risk.
So you're saying that? So that basically is saying, the school shooter is in the school and he's killing kids by the dozens, but it's too dangerous to go in there. So we're just going to sit here until he runs out of bullets.
Yeah, that's like saying, okay, a police officer has to assess the risk. This is a real high risk. I'm not gonna go in and help Joe Citizen.
Well, and they told him swimming wasn't allowed.
He swam.
Well, I can guarantee you that that's going to get changed.
Yeah, that's wrong. They've probably had how many contacts with that homeless guy over the years? Numerous. They're probably used to him. Am I not right?
More than likely.
More than likely, they knew who he was. You could tell the way how lax they were around him. Whatever, man. Come on. He's over the railing. He jumps in. Come on, dude. And dude drown.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I'm like, Chad, you took an oath. You're a police officer. If that was Joe Citizen standing there, well, obviously that's up to him. That's, he can decide whether he jumps in or not. But when you say, I do solemnly swear, you have to jump in.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I totally agree with you there. But
unless you have department procedures that.
Unless someone's saying, do not jump in.
Right.
Someone that ranks you. Like you said, you're lieutenant.
Well, if it's a department procedure that you're not allowed to go in the water, that's for the fire department, then
yeah, you're just following orders.
yeah,
That's standard. But if there isn't nothing outlining that,
I'd much rather take a 10-day rip with no pay
I don't.
than sit there and watch some homeless dude drown.
As-
Give me 10 days off with no pay.
As a human being, I'll never watch anyone drown.
45 minutes.
As a human being, I couldn't do it
No,
because I couldn't live with myself
no.
thinking I might have saved that person's life, and especially if I signed up to save lives, because that's part of my oath to save lives, community service. You know, yeah, it's bullshit, but. Anyway, I hope they get what they deserve. And that's no offense to law enforcement, but you have to be held accountable. And I feel like that's no different than, let's just say, someone standing by and watching.
Right.
Yeah, they're not criticized as much because they didn't take the oath. But in my belief, you're human. If you can sit there and watch someone die, you know what I mean? Then I don't know how human you are.
Yeah, it's well said.
Yeah,
I have to agree with you 100% on that.
yeah. So, but hey, man, I appreciate it, dude. I appreciate you joining and being co-host and coming on here, man.
Oh, it's a lot of fun. I enjoy myself.
Yeah, we're gonna
That's
have
good.
some guests on too. We got a few people on the back burner, don't we?
Oh, yeah.
Big Ricky Bobby.
Yeah.
Well-
The next guest we have has got to be Ricky Bobby.
Ricky Bobby will be on here. I think we should have the old ball and chains on here too.
Oh, that'll be the one after Ricky Bobby.
Ricky Bobby. We're gonna have them on there. We can tell some
But
stories.
we got to do it soon because we got a baby coming.
Oh man, I forgot. You're gonna be Papaw.
I'm gonna be a poppy.
Poppy. What so what are you gonna be called? Poppy?
Yep.
Big Poppy.
Big poppy.
Poppy, I can't wait. That's exciting, and that's around August.
Yeah.
I hope it comes August 13th. That's Big Chuck's day.
Well, I can tell you right now.
That'll freak
They
me
went.
out.
They
That'll
went
freak
to
me
the.
out.
They went to the doctor this week.
Uh-huh.
He's a big boy.
The big one.
Already got a full set of hair. I mean, he's covered in hair.
It,
That's like it's a baby Sasquatch.
he might come out riding a Harley.
He'll probably come out dipping and
Dip.
ready to go fishing.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah. But no, everything's good.
Yeah.
When I get a minute later, I'll send you a picture. We got a 3D picture of his face.
Oh, do you?
Missy showed it to me, and I was like, "Oh my God, that's Ricky Bobby."
You know it's going to be the cutest baby ever, you know.
Oh yeah,
Because I just picture them too, you know. Oh, but everybody's going to want that kid.
it's gonna be fun.
Oh, yeah.
It's gonna be good times.
Yeah, I'm excited. So maybe one day, years down the road, he might be on here. You never know.
Oh, I guarantee it.
So Ricky Bobby Jr. So, but hey, thanks for joining. I'm Chuck,
I'm Chad.
and hey, man, we're gonna be here for a while. So
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
yes,
Smash those buttons.
Yes,
Smash
look,
those
like,
buttons.
subscribe, seriously, because that helps. Because once I get 1,000 subscribers, then I can do the whole advertisement thing and
Sure.
get paid like $2 a month,
Yeah.
and that's going to help, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm going to look better. I'm going to buy better clothes. Chad's going to get a few more tattoos.
That's the plan.
And that's the plan. So, but anyway, seriously, thanks for joining. We appreciate it. I hope you liked us. Again, hearts out to the Uvalde families and victims. We pray for you every day. And
Share this video.
yeah, and please share this video because we understand that it might be not might be the gun violence, but it might just be the mental illness, and we don't know what it's going to be or what it is. But again, we're praying for you guys every day, And again, Chad, what do you got to say to kind of send us off here?
Just remember, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Thank you, man. Whatever, man.